What is up, everybody? Daniel Sumba here, and welcome back to the video. If you're new, subscribe so you don't miss out on these type of videos. Miss Alice in Wonderland complained about my previous background on the previous video, so I hope this is not too bad a replacement. Before we kick things off, I'd like to say thank you very much for the 50 plus subscribers. Just to put that into perspective, that's 2 rooms full of people, so that's an entire party right there. So I appreciate you for making it possible. Let's make our next target turning these 2 rooms into an entire center at 100 subscribers. Why is it raining now? Now, regarding what's on the menu today, a colleague of mine, after watching the previous video, asked me, Daniel, how would you go about it advising those who believe they do not have money to invest? If you believe you do not have the money to invest, or if you'd like to learn how to acquire the money to invest, this video is for you. Intro. The first thing that you will want to do is limit access to your cash. Now you're probably thinking, Daniel, why should I do that? I'll tell you why. There's a trap called instant gratification. For those of you who are only hearing this for the first time, this basically has to do with accepting short-term pleasure that leads to long-term suffering instead of short-term suffering that leads to long-term pleasure. Church is much later for me.
A few minutes later,
you will basically find an excuse not to do something because of the penny trades now, even though you know deep down it is something that you have to do, especially if you don't want to wake up one day miserable for not reaching your goals in life. So when you have cash readily available, what happens is you are tempted to use it in order to satisfy those short-term pleasures. That is why I believe setting limits, restrictions, and making it challenging for yourself to gain access to your own cash will go a very long way in saving and then investing that money. In fact, doing this will help you build self-control, willpower, self-discipline, and patience. I know for me, patience is something that I'm really trying to work hard on, but I think I'm getting there. Delaying instant gratification will determine how successful you will become and how much you will achieve. What I've done is set up debit orders and future date payments to go off when I get paid. That way, what's left in the account is what I believe I need for the month. Additionally, to prevent myself from having easy access to the cash in my investments, I do not have cards with those banks. So what this means is that if I want any cash, I would have to go in and then wait plus minus 3 days in order to get the cash. I'm not willing to put myself through that unless there's a huge emergency. For example, last month when an acquaintance of mine needed some cash, I lent them, but they couldn't pay within the agreed time, which led to me having some cash flow problems, which meant I had to tap into the emergency box. And obviously that's a different story. Something else that you can do is lower your withdrawal limit on your bank account. Now, with the cash that you have available just for the month, you will have to control your spendings by putting a cap on them, restricting yourself to a certain amount per week, which will be much easier to keep track of than an entire month. And that is something that I do. To help you control your spendings better, you have to distinguish between spendings that change based on activities and spendings that do not change for the most part. Those that change based on activities we will call variable spendings, and those that do not change for the most part we will call fixed spendings. Fixed spendings are things like mortgage, rent, car repayment, insurance, which are more complex to reduce. Variable spendings are things like clothing, fuel, groceries, entertainment, and they are the easiest to reduce in my opinion. Let's take entertainment as an example. You party every week and spend about 500 Rand, which equates to 2,000 a month. You can do two things. The first, you can party less, let's say twice a month now, which will end up in you saving 1,000 rand. Or you could still party every week and only spend 250, which will still lead to you saving 1,000 rand. But if you're brave and determined, you can combine the two and save 1.5. So you've limited access to your cash, you're controlling your spending better, and you still want more. Get a side hustle. Get an additional job on the side that will help you make more money, which will mean more money to invest, but only because you know how to limit access to your cash and you know how to control your spendings. You are lucky to be living in today's era with so many opportunities to succeed. So if you don't make it in today's world, you only have you to blame. My current side hustle is modeling, but I'm also looking into getting into Uber/Bolt. I got my professional driver's permit about a week and a half ago, so we'll see how that goes. Other examples are promotions, waitering, freelance, social media influencing, you name it, there are so many. When it comes to this, the challenging part for most people, I believe, will be caring what others think. Consider the following. Do they pay your bills? Do they care about you? Because if they do, they will support you, not drag you down. If they do indeed care about you, consider whether they will always be around to rescue you. So someone approached me and they told me how they had an issue with me being an audit clerk, a model, and also getting into other things. I was disappointed, but only because I noticed they failed to realize that life is a war zone, not a school popularity contest. So I advise you to take each and every opportunity that may come your way, because who knows, it might just be the opportunity that turns the tides. Recap: limit access to your cash and watch out for instant gratification, because it's a killer. Control your spendings by putting a cap, limit, and restrictions so you do not fall into the temptation of short-term pleasure. If there's an opportunity for a side hustle, don't be a coward and live according to other standards. Be brave and go for what you want. After all, fortune favors the brave. While editing the video, I found out that it's possible that I did not record that outro. So that is why we are here. Thank you very much for watching the video until the end. I appreciate you. Smash that like button, subscribe, hit the bell. Sharing is caring, and I will see you on the next video. Daniel Sumba signing out. Vinny, Big C, Beach.